up in Northern California. Cassandra, did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
I have both, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Go for it.
I had a question, or I'll start with a question. First of all, my kids were taken on November 17th, and we haven't even had our second hearing, the jurisdiction hearing yet.
Mm-hmm.
So they only had the emergency, the first initial hearing. And between then and now, our jurisdiction hearing is next Thursday. The foster agency has already taken my baby, who's 1 year old, to the doctor's, and she got these shots from my doctors, and nobody made us aware of the appointment or asked us for consent for the shots. Nobody's asked us for a release of information. And they also signed my two kids up. My other daughter is 2 years old. She'll be 3 on December 30th. They signed both of my kids up without my consent, without my knowledge, without asking me and the dad to come sign papers to make sure they get the proper schooling and stuff like that. Is that legal?
Well, that's a tough question to answer. In my opinion, it's not, because they haven't even taken jurisdiction over your child. They're acting like they already have. They're just temporarily placed out of your custody. At the jurisdiction and disposition hearing, that's where, if you lose, the court takes jurisdiction over the children, and then they can start doing things, because the court then assumes the role of the parent. But you still have your role of parent. You still have rights. Now,
that's what I'm saying. Is the judge didn't even give court order or consent either.
Right. So the issue becomes, well, what's your remedy? What do you do if they violated the law? And unfortunately, in my opinion, you can't do anything. I mean, you can sue them later on if you wanted to, for violation of your civil rights or the violation of the child's civil rights. But as far as any penalties in the case right now, there are none.
I see. And then my lawyer seems to think, or told me, that she's been a lawyer in this county for the last 10 years, and the judge always sides with CPS. There has been only one case in the last 10 years where the judge gave the kids back to the parents at the jurisdiction hearing.
Well, that's not good to hear.
No, it's not good to hear.
So the
judge is constantly siding with the with CPS. It's like we're already losing,
Mm-hmm.
And then my other question is I filed a restraining order against my husband 3 months ago because I thought he did something. I thought he came home and thrashed our house when he was getting his stuff and leaving. Mm-hmm. He was moving out. That was his decision. Mm-hmm. It turns out it was the dogs, which makes sense because my dogs always are in the kennel when we're not home or come with us because they have a tendency to thrash the house. But due to the fact that he came home and we were in a fight, I thought it was him. He still to this day denies it. So I filed a restraining order against him. Well, because I didn't follow through on the restraining order against him, I did get full custody of the girls. I got sole custody of the children, and he got supervised rights. Well, during this process, he has been going to therapy. He's also in a anger management type of class. Mm-hmm. And we've been trying to work out on our relationship, and unfortunately, our landlord had violated his tenant rights, removed his doorknob, removed all of his furnishing, all of his stuff out of the unit, leaving him homeless. So I said, okay, why don't you come live with me and the girls for now? Because we got a new place to live. I was like, you can stay with us for now, and we'll figure something else out later down the road. Well, due to that fact, CPS decided that they didn't like that. They didn't like that I let him come back to the home 3 months after the restraining order had been dropped, and decided to move my kids on that jurisdiction. Is that legal?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, can I ask why?
There probably was a court order that he's not supposed to live with you, or they determined that you are a risk because you can't keep the child or the children safe from the father. Now, I'm not saying any of that's true. All right, you just asked me if it's legal, and it is.
Okay, yeah.
And it is. Now, I haven't looked at your case. I haven't looked at the facts. You know, in this very short, conversation, I can't tell you everything about your case, but generally speaking, that's legal.
Okay, then my other question would be, he does have a past of domestic violence. Not a very severe past, but it's still a past nonetheless.
Okay.
And they're trying to say that I got arrested literally on November 16th because of a mishap with the police officer. What happened is I went to the store for 10.
Cassandra,
Yeah?
I got to put you on hold. I got to get back. My engineer is telling me we've got to take a break right now for commercials and pay some bills. So stand by.
Okay.
We'll come back. This is The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services, and when we'll be right back.